Well, hey there, YouTube. Welcome to my domain. This is Everything Animated. Back at you with a brand new reaction video of the fall 2015 season. Yeah, Transformers, baby. So pretty much this whole season has been really very dull. I mean, I can honestly say that I really haven't looked forward to many shows, except for maybe a good few. Here's a reaction of some that I've seen that are either okay or suck, and then I'll go into ones that I really like. Let it begin. You've seen it 100 times before. A ragtag group of people just doing the shit that they normally do. But I just honestly don't care for this particular show. I'll give it one more episode just to see where it goes. But all in all, nothing spectacular. I more or less touched on this in my anime rant, but here it goes. It's a parody of Attack on Titan. I believe they're all the same voice actors, which is, I don't see how they find that degrading, but whatever. It's money in their pocket. There's a school where the humans go to school, and then there's a section where Titans go to school, and instead of eating people, they eat their goddamn lunches. I mean, this is a headache. This is stupid. I only watched one episode, and all I can say is, why? Why? If you're, I don't know, I guess if you're a real hardcore Attack on Titan fan, you'd like it. But I sure as hell didn't like it. I was mad by the end of the first episode. And I don't recommend it. You know, they could, as I said before in my rant, they spend all this money doing this. They could be making a second season instead of a stupid junior high school parody bullshit. I don't know. Well, I definitely give it credit for being original. Beautiful Bones is about a woman who is more or less a bone collector. This is the, I don't know, it's like the anime version of the show Bones, I guess. It's okay. It's nothing that I'm gonna bend over backwards for, but I mean, I'll give it the 3-episode rule. It's visually very appealing, but I don't know how I feel about the characters so far. Again, I give it credit for being original, so 3 episodes, see where it goes. Now when it comes to this show, I gotta admit, it definitely has a lot of potential. It's neither bad, and it's neither, oh my god, impressive. It's just on the verge of, it has potential, and it could be great, or it could be average, or it could be a stinker. So far, I have no complaints with it so far. It seems kind of interesting. It's a show, kind of like an adventure type show. So, if you're into those adventure things, I guess check it out. Other than that, it's nothing. It just has a lot of potential. So, we'll see where it goes from there. Hackadol, the animation, when I saw that this was actually made by Trigger, I went, really? I had no idea. I mean, it must not be the famous part of Trigger because it looks, yeah, it looks like a Trigger production, but at the same time, you wouldn't think that they would make something like this. Anyway, the first episode was actually really funny, made me laugh. The second episode was just, so I'll give it a few more chances. If it's good, I might keep watching. They're really short episodes, they're like 7.5 minutes. Animes like to be weird nowadays. They're either full-length 25-minute episodes, or they're fucking short 3-minute episodes, or they're somewhere in between, where they're like 8 minutes. Don't know what to make of this. They're like these, I guess they're girls or androids, and you have like a little app in your phone, and if you push some buttons, they come out and they help you and assist you. It's a really weird show. I don't know. First one made me laugh. Second one, not so much. So we'll see where it goes from there. Kagewane, I mean, on paper it sounded interesting, but then the overall execution of the show itself and the way that it looked was god awful, and I will definitely not watch anymore because it really could have been a better show. But instead it was a very cheaply made, very stupidly acted kind of show. And it's about monsters, for crying out loud. I mean, how could you fuck up something as cool as like Monster? First and foremost, these are very short episodes. They're literally 2 minutes long. Secondly, I mean, just look at the title. It pretty much says what you're thinking. Oh, she can't decline. You know, some sick pervy man's thinking, she can never say no. She can never say no, huh? Because in the show, she literally can't say no. Hey, could you help me with this? Help me with my studies? Help me lifting this box? It's weird, but I'm just waiting for that one stupid episode when guys can be like, hey, since you can say no, can I take you to a fancy restaurant? No. It's just dumb. So dumb. Just a fan service kind of show. Lance and Mesquez is boring as hell. It's stupid, predictable, and I couldn't even make it past the first episode. I was so incredibly bored by it. I was just like, if you're into that, hey, horses and knights and like younger than teenage looking people, then knock yourself out. But to me, I just didn't really give a shit for it. This is one I've been looking forward to for a long time. Noragami Arigato, second season. Picks right off where it left off. It was more of like a kind of like a refresher episode. It got you introduced to everybody again, got you acquainted to everybody again. And it's gonna open up a brand new story arc, you can tell, just by how it ended. And what's really more to say other than if you haven't seen the first season, you won't understand any of this. But I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty good. I honestly didn't know if this season that I was ever gonna get a good show. This, my friends, is One Punch Man, and it oozes and oozes greatness. This is the difference between a show that looks like this and a show that's just so poorly done. One Punch Man, made by Studio Madhouse, which makes very great animes. You can tell, just put every ounce of just their artistic desire into this show, and it looks amazing. This is what I tell people, that when you watch a show that's like completely hand-drawn and just looks like it's actually made and it looks incredible. I mean, fuck the plot for a second. Just look at how it looks. I forgot how that looked. The way that old school hand drawing looked, and it just brought me back to my youth, you know, my teenage years, and just looking at that stuff and just going, damn, that looks absolutely amazing. What more can you really say? With that being said, more or less, the plot is of this guy. He's known as the One Punch Man. He's like a superhero. He's become the strongest guy in the world, and there's really no competition for him. He's just like, I beat all my enemies with one punch. And that's more or less the story. But we get introduced to all these other different characters. And so far I've watched 2 episodes, and so far I'm really digging the show. It's really fun. It's really nice. And honestly, how could you not appreciate a studio going all out and making a show look that damn good? I know it's based off a manga. I've never read the manga. It's probably not going to finish. I get it. It's probably not going to finish because the manga's still going, blah, 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 blah. If it could look like that every episode, I don't care. I mean, I don't care if it doesn't end. If it comes up with another season, great. If not, I'll at least love the fact that Madhouse went ahead and made something look that gorgeous. Just incredible. I watched the first episode of this. I had no idea what it was. I think this is like a very old Japanese show. I don't know. I've never heard anything about it. The only thing I thought was cool the first episode was all the references to all the really cool shows like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, etc. A lot of sports animes and stuff. And of course Attack on Titan. But all in all, I tried to watch the second episode. Couldn't get into it. I mean, it must be an older show. I just never heard of it. But hey, love the parodies in the first episode. Probably won't continue this one. Yeah, I wasn't really into this one. They were all like 6th graders, and it's like, oh, we're getting even younger now. It's hard for me to watch teeny boppers if it's not done right. But now you're gonna go even younger. Like preteens. Ugh. Gag me with a spoon. Watched one episode and was like, yeah, that was pretty much what I thought it would be. On to the next one. Pretty much like my good buddy said, Rising Review said, it pretty much is, you know, guy walking in on a girl changing in the first 3 minutes of the fucking show. It really, really is. It's stupid. They have swords that mysteriously sound like lightsabers because they go and then go how are they not sued? Or maybe that's not copyrighted stock footage. I have no idea. And just really dumb kind of stuff. I'll give it the 3-episode rule and then toss it. But so far it's very meh. I originally wasn't even going to watch this show, but then I watched the first episode and it kept my interest. I wasn't bored the whole time I watched it. And honest to God, after the first episode, I couldn't tell you what was going on. I couldn't, but you know what? I guess that shows you how good a show is, that to keep your interest. If you don't even know what's going on, you want to know what's going to happen next, that you'll watch the next episode, then you know what it did its job. It's very character driven, not very action worthy. I think maybe that it's something to do with detectives. Again, I don't know. A lot of stuff happened, a lot of talking happened, but I was just like, what the fuck happened? So, I'll keep with it just to see what the hell's going on, and hopefully it'll get even more interesting. And that was my shows that I watched. I really didn't watch them much. There was a lot of disappointments. A lot of sequels to shows that I didn't want to watch, or I didn't watch the first seasons of them. You know, that volleyball one, I didn't watch the first one. I always hear it's good. One of these days I'll get onto it. There's a couple other ones, that Esmond's Sister, New Devil, whatever. Never cared for the first one, so I don't want to watch the second one. Don't even bother with that bullshit. So yeah, if there's any that you think that I should watch, leave a little comment in the section below. Tell me what shows that you're looking forward to. Do you disagree with the shows I like? Please tell me you like One Punch Man. Punch Man is the fucking shit.